heard you say that how I'm being today is going to be how I see tomorrow. And I'd
Oh,
like to discuss that
that's a good
because,
one.
yeah, which I mean, I completely understand, but I'd love to dive into that a bit.
Well, your actions and behaviors today are charting your course.
Mm,
So you're going to pay for it, or you're going to reap the benefits. It's going to be met like energy follows thought,
mm,
like attracts like. So what you're radiating today is going to come back to you in either a continued way of thinking within yourself. Like one negative thought you have perpetuates more negative thoughts from you. It's just like, here's this crappy thing I think about myself. Well, here's another thing and another thing and a reason. And here's all these validations of these crappy things. One positive thought sets your nervous system at ease. You'll think another positive thought. Well, there's another thing to be grateful for in my life. Or here's another person that validates my theories about beauty or everybody being good. Yeah, you're creating a reality with your
mm.
thought system
It's really
to a huge
interesting.
degree.
When you say that, it reminds me of teachings I learned a long time ago with Abraham Hicks, and they talk about how like shame is the lowest form of vibration that we can
Yeah.
have, and always about moving to that better feeling thought. And then there's like a scale of the different emotions and how they'll make us feel. But I completely agree with what you're saying because there is that loop, that cycle, that even the rumination, if we're thinking about something that's really gotten into our psyche, and then it'll just perpetuate into this negative dance that we're having, and our whole day can be ruined. But for people listening, it is about trying to move to that better feeling thought. And I know for myself that when I was first starting out, I used to have something, think of something that I really like. So it could be a job, my kids, whatever it is, a person, something that if I moved my thought to think of them, then that would be a loving, happy thought for me. And so anytime a negative thought would come up, I would automatically move to that loving, higher feeling thought. And over time, the way that our brains are wired, with neuroplasticity, your mind just goes to that better feeling thought. And next minute, that those negative thoughts, yes, they'll come up here and there, but you don't have them coming in at 100 miles an hour like you used to. So I'd love to hear what you use in situations where you feel that negative thoughts are coming up and how you move to that higher feeling one.
Well, what you're doing when you shift to thinking about your children is you're moving into the heart
Yeah.
center. You're interrupting those patterns. And the more you do, it's like, because we are addicted to negative thinking.
Mm.
It creates a particular response in the brain and in our bodies where we kind of get this energy rush. It's there's a hook to all negative thoughts. And the ego loves it. It's like, "Ooh, I'm right again. Ooh, I get to be divided again. I get to be more than. I get to be better. I get to be less than. I get to be insecure." All those things. So the ego just keeps showing up with every negative thought. For me, and this is a whole kind of methodology. It's an art and a science that I just call choosing loving thoughts. Is I have to choose, first of all, I have to recognize that I might have to work on choosing a loving thought 900 times a day.
Mm.
'Cause I've had these experiences where, like, I can be sitting here at my desk feeling like, "Wow, I've really got it going on. I'm feeling one with the universe. So much to be grateful for. I feel useful. And, like, I can from the time I get up from my desk and walk into the kitchen to put on the kettle, I just be thinking like, "Oh, it's all for shit. Here's all the reasons I'm disconnected, and this is where I'm not being as evolved as I can be today." So, I have to choose the loving thought in that moment. I think there's some characteristics to loving thoughts,
Mm.
truly loving thoughts. One is you have to believe it. This
Mm.
is really important. And this is where I take affirmations to task.
Yes.
I think if you are saying something I love being wealthy. I love being skinny. I love being in love, whatever it is. And you're really not in that reality. So you're lying to yourself. I think it's kind of got a toxic effect.
Mm,
And it's just creating more kind of fragmentation in your psyche. It's not in integrity. So choose a loving thought that you can believe. It maybe the loving thought is just I love being healthy. And you might be seeing yourself in the future being healthy, but that is a more gentle, believable, resonant thought. I'm so looking forward to being in partnership. I'm so looking forward to more prosperity. Maybe you can't even get there. You're like just feeling so low on things. Your loving thought might be, I know so many people who have created prosperity. But you do it from this heart-centered place of like, it is truly affirmative, not like, I know so many other people have created prosperity and I haven't. So you got to believe it. And it's not rebellious. Loving, nourishing thoughts are not a screw you to the system, or they're not a punishment to those lower vibration parts of yourself. So you're not saying, I am so capable of being prosperous. It's like a little like,
mm,
you're flipping it to the system. You're gonna say the same thing, but from this inclusive, gentle place. I am so capable of being prosperous. And in that, you're speaking that to yourself and to your higher guidance. You're not speaking it to anybody that you're trying to prove anything to. Very different energy.